are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, proud to you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage, smackdown. Hold the title, this is Wrestling with Savage. Why?
Because they are the best tag team in the world today! Woo!
George.
Wrestling with Savage.
George, I think George just tried his resume for Tony Khan. I don't know. Up for George, huh?
With Savage! But of course.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, proud to you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage, smackdown. Hold the title, this is Wrestling with Savage. Why?
I'm trying to give these two W's. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wrestling with Savage, and we are here live, and there is no technical difficulties anymore. We're gonna get right into it. Busted Open. What a great fucking show. They made me an admin on their Facebook group, and you better believe I am hyped about it. Also honored, humbled to be representing Busted Open. Dave LaGreca, Tommy Dreamer, Mark Henry, Bully Ray, Mickey Jims, Thunder Rosa, and all the cast and crew behind the best wrestling podcast in the world in the morning, every day from 9 to 12, except Sundays. But Sundays you can catch the master class from Dave LaGreca, your fucking prince of wrestling commentary. Hopefully we get to see him on NXT again. But right now you're not watching Dave LaGreca, you're watching Savage. And I'm here with Thomas, I'm here with Jay, I'm here with Gilch, and we're going to run down and give you everything. The fallout, as they would say on Busted Open, from AEW Dynamite. We're going to get right into it. It's coming to you live from Baltimore, Maryland. We have a match with Darby Allin versus Jay Lethal. The match begins with a brawl. They get into it in the ring. It officially starts, and right back outside we go. Here comes Jay's boys now. They're coming out to ringside. They're coming to start trouble. They can't just stay in the back. Jay Lethal has to have help. He can't do anything without a little help. Darby Allin, Jay Lethal, on paper, it sounds fantastic. I would have been a little happier if it would have got a clean finish, but it didn't. Instead, Darby avoids the lethal injection, puts Lethal in a sleeper, Darby with a stunner. Then we got Cole Carter coming out, dressed up like Sting. Absolute fucking crickets. Then it gets good. Jeff Jarrett breaks the guitar over Darby Allin's head, comes out, says this is a lesson from the last outlaw. Look at that pool of blood. You want to worship Sting? It's obvious he has become your biggest weakness. Darby is out of the way. And now, I, Jeff Jarrett, have a message for everyone. Everyone in the locker room, Sting, the entire AEW roster, everybody, the clowns up there in production, Tony, the cameraman. You want to chuckle? You think this is a joke? This goes for every bozo and clown in production. Most importantly, goes to the rabid, delusional AEW fan base. My family got into pro wrestling business in 1946, 75 years, 3 generations. Wherever we went, we left an impact. 12-time world champion. From day one, blah, blah. You still suck chance. People were giving him heat. He got you suck chance. He ends up saying 4 body bags before I'm done, whatever that means. Says choke on that, slap nuts, thumbs up. Thomas, I'm going to go right to you. Are you a Jeff Jarrett fan? What did you think of this? Were you excited to see Jeff Jarrett make his surprise debut?
I think the last several years, it's the year of the reinvention of characters and wrestlers. And ever since I saw Jeff Jarrett, I think I saw him. I'm not a big GCW fan at all, but I did see him I guess in GCW when he fought, I forget the guy's name, Effie, I think it was. And he was looking jacked in shape and whatever else he may be doing. But I think I like him. I think he can add a lot more spice and a lot more personality. I wish they would do some more things with their own homegrown talent and build them up instead of bringing in other people. But I'm curious to see where things are going with it and, and what the plans are. It's kind of up in the air.
Would you give Jeff Jarrett a thumbs up?
I'm gonna give him a thumbs up for now. I'll give him a little Cassidy thumbs up for right now. I'm not sold on the group, but just like I said in our Discord over here that you guys can join us on. What was that? Faction number 342.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I mean, you know, there's only one. We all know who that is. So we'll have to see where that goes. I wasn't talking about the tribal chief. I was talking about Sammy
Uso. Yeah, Sammy Uso. Yeah, he's definitely been Usi lately. Jay, was this match Usi enough for you? Does it give the Usi thumbs up?
I'm going to start off and say shout out to you with the busted open call this morning. Shout out to Gilch right there with the busted open hat, plus the shirt. Please show everybody the shirt. And shout out to Thomas with the greatest collection you ever seen in the world. And I got to ask, Thomas, is Jeff Jarrett behind you? Is he behind you?
Jeff Jarrett is not behind me.
Oh, the disrespect live. Live.
No.
It's okay. I don't have Jeff Jarrett either, so.
I think you said it best, Savage. The match looks good on paper, but when we saw it, it just didn't deliver. You could tell when the monkey flip spot on the outside, they were just way too far to hit the steps, and somehow he just still wanted to go by it, Darby Allin. You could tell he had more speed than Jay Lethal. Lethal was kind of losing a step here or two. So it didn't do anything for me in this match. I'm afraid to say I didn't really enjoy it. I enjoyed more of Jeff Jarrett because I always think Jeff Jarrett always reinvents himself, like Thomas says, and he, you know, the last outlaw. I like it. I like the look. We know what he could do, and I don't know if he's in his 50s or not, but I mean, talk about a legend. Talk about Hall of Famer. I mean, I would love to see what he brings.
He is a legend. I mean, I'm not going to take that away from him at all. Jeff Jarrett in the ring, he has been impressive at times. He's had a hell of a career as far as making money and long-term, longevity, all that stuff. And he's in tremendous shape. Let's be honest. He's in tremendous shape. He looks good for his age.
55 years old.
Gilch, what did you see tonight? What did you see? Do you want to see more of this? Is it getting a thumbs up from you? I like the one line. So I give it a thumbs up just for the one line. The last outlaw, all this, I thought that was cool. Other than that, yeah. What do you think, Gilch?
I give it an incomplete.
Okay, not yet, basically. We got to wait and see what's going to come from this. Did you enjoy the video package from MJF, guys, tonight? There was nothing crazy, just hyping up him and Moxley a little bit. Nothing much. We didn't get any MJF tonight, and I have the shirt on. I was hoping.
I was kind of shocked at that.
Yeah, I thought,
I was pretty shocked.
He's got to sell his injuries.
Good point. Well taken. Kayfabe for sure. Keeping it real. Moxley going to cut another promo, typical promo. Says it's another night for me, but biggest night of Lee Moriarty's life. Not mean or nasty enough, he says he is. Lee Moriarty. He's not mean. He's not violent. He's just not there yet. But tonight he's going to give him a lesson in pain and perseverance. It's a Moxley promo. We've heard it a million times. It's more of the same. But I will say this for Moxley. I'll commend him for this. He did a good job tonight of making Lee Moriarty look strong. Lee Moriarty's walking out of this match, as far as the AEW fan base is concerned, like the hardcore AEW fans, the kids, they're gonna take Lee Moriarty a little more serious now after this match. Because he went in there and he went toe-to-toe with their world champion. So, and we're gonna get into that right now because the match is coming up. Mox taking on Lee Moriarty, battling Mox, putting Lee over big time in the promo and in the match, giving him a good showing. Crowd see him into the match. It had some good spots. There was another good spot that ended with a King Kong lariat from Moxley. Lee kicking out of a picture-perfect cutter. Exchanges of shots and submissions. And then, of course, Moxley goes to town, hammer and anvil elbow shots by Moxley. Moxley then hit the Juju Katami, which is like an arm breaker, kind of like arm bar kind of submission, rough arm bar. Ethan Page then storms the ring after Moxley picks up the win. Hits the high boot on Moxley. We got, I give this a thumbs up. I was entertained. I like that Ethan Page is targeting the champ. And I thought the match actually was not bad considering it was a John Moxley match. So, Gilch, I'll go to you first. What'd you see? Get a thumbs up from me.
Yeah, I'll give you a thumb up. I agree with you. I thought Lee Moriarty came out shiny in this match. Yeah, it was good. It was solid.
Okay, Jay, what say you? What say Jay? New member of the Busted Open Nation Facebook page, by the way.
Thank you for that love. But
Absolutely.
I'm going to say I didn't see it the way you guys see it. I saw it differently. I saw it didn't make him strong. I saw it's just a typical Moxley match, and Lee Moriarty hit his best shots, but they didn't deliver, and the crowd wasn't into it. For God's sakes, Lamar Jackson got a bigger pop throughout the whole match than this. So I wasn't feeling it at all. I didn't think Lee Moriarty walked out as nothing. Just didn't work.
Not for everybody, not for your average fan, but for the hardcore AEW fan, I think he did walk out a little stronger. And at one point, I thought the crowd was a little into it. But Tom, what do you got?
I think just like most of the crowd, most of the card, it was kind of predictable. I mean, obviously you knew Mox was going to win, of course. I think the whole idea, just like anything else, that people really need to realize is that when these matches like this come up, is even if you're the champ, you're still, you know, like Bully says, getting over and going over. I think, you know, you build up a little bit more credibility. He hasn't been on the TV in like months for Moriarty, so it makes him look a little bit more impressionable, I guess would be the word. It doesn't do anything for me as far as character-wise, the tiger style or whatever that is, and the green that's in his hair. It is what it is. Who knows? Maybe it'll change in a couple months. One thing I did pay attention to was Mox mentioned about, you know, that he wasn't tough enough to be with the Combat Club. So I thought that was interesting because a while ago they mentioned about him, about liking Moriarty and all that stuff. You know, the exchange was good, fighting back and forth, showing him a little tougher, but you know, it was what it was. It was there.
Best part for me was when Ethan Page came out, and that's a feud that I want to see. I like Ethan Page. I think he's a great performer, and him and Moxley make sense. I don't know when they're going to fight or how he's going to interject himself. Probably going to be another L for Ethan Page, probably, right? Leading up to the MJF match. Because, of course, Moxley, he wrestles every fucking week. I mean, he's a lunatic. The one thing I will give Moxley is this, is there anybody working harder in the business besides maybe Matt Cardona? Like, Mox is everywhere. He doesn't need to be on the indies. He still goes to all these crazy shows. He's a fucking maniac, this guy. The world champion, still doing it strong. All right, Ethan Page looking strong. And then we're going to get a sit-down interview with Renee Paquette and Saraya and Britt Baker. Nope. Britt Baker decided to pull pretty much a Brock Lesnar. Not show up to the interview. Saraya says she knows what it takes to be a star. Britt cares about nothing but herself, and she should be lucky that, you know, she even had an interview like this with me, such a mega star. You know, I've been wrestling for 17 years out of the last 30 years. Renee's like, I got one question. Why now? Why AEW? She says it's a rebel company, and I thought it would be, you know, something I would love to be a part of. Question 2, where do you stand medically? Saraya hesitates and says she's going to save this for next week because there is one more doctor she needs to consult with. Strong interview for Saraya. Absolutely, in my opinion. I would have liked to see Britt Baker there, but that didn't happen. Anybody have any thoughts on this interview?
I'm assuming just referencing that list doctor means that she's going to attack Britt.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Maybe at Rampage. Maybe this Friday.
I think it leads to which I think is either understood or I don't know if it was ever made mention. I don't think yet, but Saraya is saying that she's clear and should be wrestling, and I think you're going to see Britt Baker versus Saraya at Full Gear, and you know, depending on how much ring rust, ideally if Saraya was in the ring a bit more, I'd like to actually see her step into the ring before Full Gear just to get an idea, but they probably won't do that because you're going to pay for the appearance. I think it could be a banger of a match, but ring rust could probably set in, so it'll probably take a little bit to get warmed up, but I think it has wheels.
Yeah, I think she's going to get some kind of practice time in a ring facility, though, before the match, for sure, if that's going to be the plan. But you still may see ring rust because it's still the first time you're doing it in front of a crowd. But, yeah, you're right. They're not going to give that match away at all because that's a money match. Let's face it, that's a money match. That's going to make money. It's going to sell merch. It's going to put butts in seats that maybe wouldn't show up to a Full Gear without this match on the card. So, yeah, it's going to happen. And it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. Obviously, Saraya is going to go over strong in this one, right? Are we all in agreement if they have a match, Saraya is winning? CM Punk syndrome?
I'm a little iffy.
I mean, think about it like this. Tony Khan loves wrestlers. He might be dead ass in love with Paige. He might push this girl to another stratosphere on another galaxy.
Why does she have to win, though?
Because Tony loves her. That's the only reason you need.
Not gonna go for a run.
I think she'll win, but I think it'll be like a roll up. I think it'll be like a Bret Hart versus the Bulldog kind of finish, i.e. Intercontinental title. I don't think it'll be a solid move. She's out.
I'm excited to see it no matter what happens. I mean, later tonight we're going to get Chris Jericho versus a former Ring of Honor champion. Whoop-de-doo. We're also going to have Daddy Ass's birthday bash up next. And now you see the Acclaim. They're coming to the ring, making their way down. I'm not going to lie to you. I love the Acclaim, so does everybody, and I love the new merchandise. That they're going to make a lot of money with that. But tonight, it felt flat at certain points. The crowd was like alive at one point, and then they kept going on and on and on. And then they died for a little bit, and then they came back again. But all in all, it ended up being great. When the Colts, when the Ass Boys came out, and then all of a sudden now we have this storyline continuing to grow. I think the Ass Boys are on their way up. I think they're a great tag team, and I hope they have a long-lasting feud, and hopefully we can get some classic matches out of them. Bowens was strong on the mic tonight, particularly over Caster. Caster had a good rap at the beginning, of course, as usual. Always kills that. Like, that's 100 out of 100 for him. What'd you see, Tom, tonight in the Acclaimed Daddy Ass, and of course Billy Gunn? His poor little hand. That was the best part of it. Poor Billy Gunn's hands. Poor Billy Gunn.
I mean, if this doesn't scream like what they say, DX-esque, and like, the New Age Outlaws, but even a little bit more funnier. I don't know. I'm not super duper. It's getting to me, but I don't know. I'm just not getting with the scissors. I don't know. I mean, maybe if I see you guys in full gear, I'll sneak a little hair scissor, like a hello kind of thing. But
yeah,
I just, call me old school, whatever. I'd rather just. What up? There you go. I'd rather chop before I do
don't
this.
forget, AEW means Acclaimed every Wednesday, and everyone loves the Acclaim. They keep saying they gave a bunch of gifts. They gave the scissor hands. They stole a cardboard scissor from a kid in the crowd. He probably was crying, and they didn't want to show it to us. Then you have the world's greatest daddy trophy, and their daddy ass chant started. And they said this was the best part of the night. Had guest plans. They had a lot of guests planned, but some of them were upset that you didn't go to the reunion. That was a great shot to the WWE. Bottom line. Gilch, what did you see tonight? And did you appreciate how it ended with the firm Morrissey coming out and looking like a fucking monster?
Yeah, it was a little... I don't know. It didn't really hit with me. I don't think they need these... I mean, did anyone time this thing? It had to be like 10 minutes, right? I don't think they...
It went a little long.
A little long. Same thing when they had the celebration last time. It was just a little long. And it's not that, Max and Bowens aren't good on the mic. It's just that they're careful the way I say this. They're limited. I don't mean they're not good on the mic. They're just limited. And I think when you put the mic in Max's hand or even Bowens' hand,
extended part of time,
8 to 10 minutes, it draws out. Yeah.
You know how I would have booked it? I would have booked it where they come out, they sing, they rap, they give the presents quickly. FTR comes out to join in on the celebration, show respect to Billy Gunn. Yo, I can't believe they did that to you. Then the whole firm comes out. Stokely cuts a sick promo because that's the guy you want to put the mic in the hand. Let him talk. And then, you start some beef. And now we have a legitimate, good reason, story, why we have a 4-on-4 fucking match next week. Instead of promos all over the place. And Keith Lee and Swerve in the back with Rick the Boss and all this stupid shit to set up this 4-on-4 tag match. Don't piss me off. I'm getting pissed off on a fucking Wednesday, man. Oh my god. Anybody? All right, thumbs up. Anybody? Anybody a thumbs up? Giving it a middle.
Yeah, it's like a curved thumb, more towards the up to the down, but still not like an up.
Yeah, the WWE line, that shot from Bowens was legit. That gets a thumbs up. I love that shot.
I give it an Orange Cassidy thumbs up.
Orange Cassidy thumbs up. Okay, I like it. Orange Cassidy, very impressive tonight as well. We'll get into that in a moment. FTR, there you see them coming out. And FTR did also hold the titles up. Let's talk about that for a moment. I did like that. I liked when FTR picked up the titles, and basically when the commentators said it, they're like, yeah, these aren't ours, but they will be. Again, they will be. Thomas, you look like you got something to add on that.
So we all agree, undoubtedly, especially after Savage's promo not too long ago on FTR, FTR is the best all around, pound for pound, knowing the rules, personality, tag team in the world, no doubt. But what do you, I feel like they're in the Roman issue, meaning like you have the Universal title, but in this case they have three world tag team titles.
Yeah.
They're not really defending them. I mean, I get they're going to defend them, whatever the case is. They're not in New Japan. I think sooner or later, I'm confused. Do they drop the 3 at some point? Not all together, and they hold the AEW? Because honestly, in my mind, the AEW is more, I guess because it's just out there more, especially obviously here in the States, but more legit than the other ones. Like the Ring of Honor tag team titles, they don't even have any tag teams. I'm tired of saying Ring of Honor and AEW anyway. New Japan, I don't have New Japan strong. I couldn't tell you anything about it for the most part, except for the Bullet Club that's out there. Call me ignorant. And then the AAA, I can care less. They look like cardboard belts that I made when I was 10 years old.
Oh yeah, I've been saying those belts look like shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Somehow maybe, hey, let them lose it to some luchadors.
Nah, you know what I would do? It's an easy solution. Well, I don't know how long FTR's got left, but while they got left, let them win more tag team championships, and then you fucking combine all fucking 5 titles into some like Transformer looking fucking custom FTR fucking mega super greatest of all time suck our cocks tag team champions of the fucking world. That's what you fucking do. And they retire as the GOATs. They don't even have a fucking last match. They kick everybody's ass, and then they just drop the belts in the ring, drop their boots, and they're gone. And they walk off in the sunset as the GOATs. That's what I would do.
I mean, one last thing. I think they don't legitimately lose the belts. However they lose, pick whichever one you want.
Yeah.
I think someone like the Ass Boys or another tag team like those guys cost them, on a trip overseas or in somewhere in Mexico City, they lose to whoever, Conquistador 1 and 2, and they they caught them. Then they have a little battle with them, and then, maybe they have the 2, but...
I like some other shit, bro. Like, you treat them like a Stone Cold Steve Austin right now, man. Like, you need to have 4 or 5 tag teams coming after them at once from every different federation. Like, everywhere they go, there's just tag teams trying to fucking kick their ass. You shoot vignettes with tag teams hopping out of locker rooms, hopping off of buses, hopping them jumping them in the fucking CVS while they're trying to get their fucking prescription. Do some cool shit, all right? FTR should be treated like Stone Cold Steve Austin right now. You have special fucking superstars in FTR. They're not like anybody else. There's no one else going right now that's like them. Treat them like gods, bro. Make good content.
Right, that's like, why are you booking them against the most over tag team in all of fucking wrestling right now? It makes no sense to me.
They're trying to give them a little rub, I guess. I don't know. But whatever. Let's move on, man. Otherwise, we'll be talking all night. Britt Baker has an interview with Jamie Hayter. She cuts off Tony. She takes over the interview. She actually killed this interview. She says it's her time, her world. You thought I was going to jump Soraya. And Renee. Hayter says she's sick of it, just wants to wrestle. Find us a tag team to wrestle on Rampage. Whatever. I'm not even going to ask you guys who gives a shit. That was so short. That was nothing. Does anybody have any? What, you want to make a comment on that? No?
One thing.
Go for it, yeah.
I like the idea. Hopefully Hayter goes over and that Britt for a period of time supports her as the champ because she doesn't need the belt right now. I can give 2 craps about Tony Storm. Again, you still have that intern looking thing going on, but Hayter, the champ, if all goes well. But I think they could have done something where it's like, I don't even know what the number is as far as ranking goes for the women or whatever. All of a sudden, Hayter's getting that world title match. Maybe you could have done an eliminator one or whatever you want to call it. And her friends cost Tony Storm the match, and all of a sudden now Hayter has the contendership, and then they show, hey, Full Gear, she's going to get her shot. Something like that.
Anything could happen. with Tony, anything's possible. You don't know what this minute. Can wake up one day, have a cup of coffee, and just change a complete card. We don't know. Ring of Honor World Championship matches on the line, and right now you're looking on your screen at Colt motherfucking Cabana. Yeah, the same Colt Cabana CM Punk was talking about in that media scrum a couple of weeks ago. But here he is, making money on primetime TV, wrestling maybe the greatest wrestler in the world of all time. Maybe. He's up there. He's debatable. Chris Jericho, the fucking Ocho, the world champion. Chris Jericho, Danny Garcia, Jake Hager. Jericho basically cut a little promo saying Claudio getting it, got a tainted win over me, and it made him really, really mad. And now he has an open challenge tonight, and I'll even whoop Lamar Jackson's ass. And Lamar just looked down as well, if you notice. He didn't want no part of the Ocho. Why he showed us respect. NFL quarterback who's probably bigger than Chris Jericho, can probably bench more than Chris Jericho, showed the respect to the Ocho, which I loved. I love to see that, all right? Oh, boy. It's Colt Cabana. Colt Boom Boom. Welcome back, Chance. Marsha Cabana's baby boy. We even heard this on the podcast play-by-play. Colt was kicking Jericho's ass. Pretty good to start us off. Colt, Chris, mess up a spot on a clothesline. They try to make up for it quickly. Jericho then baits Colt to the outside, and then at this point, it's just wow. Wow, what the fuck did I just fucking see? You see Colt Cabana almost kill a legend on live TV because he didn't catch him, he didn't grab him. I'm not blaming Jericho on that one because when your body goes in that position, you're very vulnerable. And it's now up to the other guy to make sure he secures you. I wrestled, all right? I know a thing or two about catching somebody in the fucking middle of the air or off the ropes. Holy shit, Colt Cabana. Holy shit, Tony Khan must have been desperado tonight. I don't know what the fuck that was. Holy shit. Colt Cabana, you just had the holy botch of the year, possibly. Hager breaks up the Superman pin attempt from you. Codebreaker was very bad as well. Good God, it started hot and then it froze fast and hard and went to hell. Jericho goes to attack the Ring of Honor announcer, and then Claudio and the Blackpool Combat Club, they come out, make the big save, big brawl as we go to break. Gilch, I'll go to you first tonight. What did you think of the match? And do you like Jericho attacking these poor Ring of Honor announcers?
Yeah, I guess, just cementing his ultimate heel status, and the match was okay. I just like that botch kind of,
You can't come back from that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Not at 9 p.m.
I love the whole
whatever time it was.
I love the whole booking. In my opinion, this was Jericho going to Tony saying, "I want this guy in here." And it was a total go fuck yourself, Punk. Is what it was.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Yeah, like we discussed amongst ourselves, if there was any question that he wasn't coming back, this fucking cemented it.
Absolutely, I agree with that 100%. Thomas, what say you?
I never been into Colt Cabana.
I know you don't have a Colt Cabana toy back there either. That's for sure.
No, is there really too many out there? Probably looks worse than the early 2000 wrestling figures. But anyway, I digress. But anyway, yeah, I guess the whole idea is I'm curious where the story is going to go to where eventually he loses it. But for Ring of Honor's sake, when they eventually, knock on wood, get a TV deal, Jericho is going to be best for business because that's going to equal some form of ratings. Because the rest, I think, is going to be worse than NXT 2.0 to start, to be honest with you. Because you're going to have to definitely share some of the AEW characters over there. It did nothing for me. It woke me up, actually, when I saw I don't want to say a botch. I think it was just a mistake, like the balance and stuff.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I call it that. No one was hurt, which is good. We don't want to see that. But, mistakes happen in the ring. I think that's what they'll chalk it up to. But it's anticlimactic. They made him look strong for the period of time, but the right man won, and he'll continue to win for a while. And I think you'll probably see some kind of tag match with the club come full gear.
All right. I mean, honestly, I'm actually fucking happy for Colt Cabana. I was happy when I first saw him come out because I'm like, you know what? He fucking deserves it too. He's been wrestling a long fucking time. And I actually liked his work on Young Rock as playing the Brooklyn Brawler. Like, shout out to Colt Cabana for doing a good job there. And I want to have you on the show, and I got to ask you a question. How do you get up and even finish a match after a fuck up like that, man? that takes a lot of balls too, and that's not easy either. So I'm going to give him a shout out, but unfortunately people are not going to label that a fuck up. The majority of the fans are going to label that botch of the fucking year or a runner-up contender. Unfortunately, that's the business we live in. Everybody has their little terms and they love it. Sammy Guevara coming out. Obviously, this is building up to a big feud between the Blackpool Combat Club and the, Jericho Appreciation Society. We'll see where that goes. I'm not really too interested in that either, at all. But maybe it could get good. Now we get an interview with Death Triangle. Pac starting trouble. He's just starting trouble. Ray Phoenix says tonight he's going to become double champ. Pac says, I know something about being double champ. And if you want real revenge for the Death Triangle, amigo, I'm telling you, use the hammer. The hammer! If you're smart, trust me, this tonight can be your golden ticket. The choice is yours. Something to think about. I actually liked that interview. Pac comes off like a true bastard. I liked it. Anybody else liked it?
I think it's setting up for the inevitable of the turning heel, and what they're going to do, I have no idea, but, he'll be costing somebody something.
They're breaking up, right? Because I feel like Pac's going to have to go off into singles right now because there's a big program in the works, I think, between Pac and Malachi Black, which we're going to get into Malachi Black a little later tonight, which I was pretty excited about. I think that's where that's headed. Those two guys are a dream match of mine. I'd love to see them wrestle forever.
I think you missed the point.
Yeah, but they want him.
Before they even spoke on the mic, you forgot that we saw a video of basically the Bucks and Omega and the trio.
I was going to save that for the end of the night. Conversation. But we can get into that.
I think that's where it's going to just go.
Okay. You're not wrong. I'm talking about like next year kind of feuds. This year, yeah, absolutely. Young Bucks come back and they're probably going to make Death Triangle break up, right? That's probably where that's going. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but Jay, I think, feels that way.
But let's be real. Like, this whole Pac with the hammer thing, I don't know. I think it's a little beneath him, no?
I wonder if this is his idea or if this is a storyline being fed to him. Does Tony Khan have writers or does he make every story? That's what I want to know. Does anybody have a clue about that?
I think he's head everything.
Head everything, right? Like his name is on the fucking every fucking.
Yeah, I mean, we can all, I don't want to be that person.
We just don't know. That could be a good question to ask. I mean, because when I talked to a few wrestlers, like when I talked to Miro, he told me Tony had absolutely no plans for him. Like, at all. Nothing. He's literally just getting paid to sit at home.
That's mind blowing. That's kind of.
He's not even injured. He's not even injured. So like, what is Tony doing? There's got to be something there that maybe Tony doesn't like.
I think you got to understand that Tony Khan, no matter how great you want to say he is, he's just holding all the hats, and I think he needs to just put that to reliable people and veterans like William Regal to hold the title and be a head of creative and have some control over there. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Storylines to wrestlers that we could use, such as Miro.
You're right.
Put Pac in a better position, not make him come out and be obsessed with a hammer.
We haven't seen one authority figure really on TV yet. Like, we haven't seen a general manager, we haven't seen a commissioner, we haven't seen a president, Jack Tunney. You know what I mean? Maybe something like that with the right person might mix things up.
Boys, I'm gonna keep it real with you. We see more commentators than we see president or anything like that. There's about 6, 7, 8 commentators. There's not even one VP, and I'm talking about not EVP, like a VP underneath Tony Khan to control something.
Just like an authority figure, man, like something, in WWE we have Adam Pearce, we had Sonya Deville, and obviously they're under Vince, and now it's all Triple H, and Triple H has his goons. Triple H will be back on TV. I'm calling it right now.
I just think he just needs to just spread the love, and I think it will make things a lot better. And I think if you listen to a couple veterans, I think they can make some real good TV.
I think he needs to start watching Monday Night Raw again. I think that's the fucking problem. All right, Luchasaurus, Orange Cassidy, Ray Phoenix. Going into this match, did anybody think Luchasaurus was going to win this maybe? In a giant, let's make him a superstar match? I thought that's where it was going to go maybe, because Lucha is impressive.
I had a moment or two, where I thought, maybe.
Okay. Let me just get through the notes real quick. Triple threat match. Tons of Orange Cassidy fans dressed up tonight. They have all his gear on. Ray and Orange double team Lucha to start us off. And then they focus on the one-on-one. They have a little nice series of exchanges. Lucha takes control with a double clothesline, though, as we go to break. Choke slams Ray Phoenix through the table. Christian Cage joins the commentary team. He's always excellent on commentary. Orange Cassidy was selling very well for Luchasaurus. He made Lucha look super strong, especially when he tossed him on the ramp and the way Orange Cassidy just bounced back like an extra few feet. Very good fucking job by Orange Cassidy. Jungle Boy then attacks Lucha with a steel chair, chases Cage off. Jungle Boy comes back, running full speed, dives his body through Lucha, sending him off the stage through like a table setup. Pac now with a hammer, tries to give it to Ray Phoenix. Ray throws, he throws the hammer. He doesn't want nothing to do with it. Orange then gets the super orange punch, picks up the win, attacks. Pac comes in, attacks the shit out of Orange Cassidy, and then we get a surprise from I'm gonna probably mess up this guy's name, but I'm gonna try Katsubara Sabara or Sabara. I think it's Sabara. Comes out with best friends to make the save. We have a match now set for Atlantic City Rampage. Shibara versus Orange Cassidy. This guy's from New Japan. I have no idea who he is. I'll look him up. Gilch, do you know this guy? What'd you think about all this?
I do not know the guy, so I was a little tuned out, honestly.
Okay. How about you, Jay? Are you familiar with this guy?
I do not know the gentleman. I do not know who he is.
Please, Tom, save us. We can't go 0 for 4.
The only thing they said was that he had a previously good match with somebody at one of the last pay-per-views or something, or last 2 pay-per-views. I forget who they said.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that at all. I really didn't even catch that.
Yeah, if we do a little research, he had a match at the Forbidden Door.
Okay, so I saw him then, and I just don't remember.
Yeah.
Which match was it? Do we know? I'd be interested because there was some decent matches on that card.
I see Forbidden Door.
My favorite match of that night was that Fatal 4-Way though, with Miro and I think a couple other guys in there. I can't remember.
I'm
the Adam
sure.
Cole match with Jay Lethal was good too, but Adam Cole, that's when he got the concussion, right? We haven't seen Adam Cole since then.
I know what would have been good, and I like to see this because it grew on me, especially after Mark Henry's take, is Takeshita.
Oh yeah, dude! Takeshita is fucking money, bro. Tell me not, Gilch, have I not been praising him?
Savage is a very big fan. He just still can't get his name right.
Takeshita, no, it's not Takeshita. At first they called him Takeshita on AEW TV, okay? I know this for a fact because I was calling him Takeshita during like 2 episodes. Then the next week they're like Takeshita. It's Takeshita. His last name's Takeshita. Is it not? Am I wrong?
I'm not getting into this because then I'll be wrong.
Takeshita is super fucking impressive. His match with Hangman Page, to me, at the time, was like up there for match of the year, like at that point. And it's funny because Hangman's had a couple of matches that I thought were match of the year. I was a big fan of his match with Lance Archer as well.
And he actually looked like a wrestler. I mean, he's a big dude.
You want to hear something funny? I'm going to say it right now. Jade Cargill looks more like a wrestler than half the man's roster.
And she's more over.
That's
she's
true.
She's turning face.
Orange Cassidy, though, staying classy, picks up the win. He's, going to get his ass kicked by Pac. We'll see what's going to happen with all this. Now we get a little interview in the back. Swerve, Keith Lee, Rick Ross, the boss is there. I'm going to go to Jay on this one. What did you see here?
Positive vibes, positive attitude, baby. That's what I saw throughout the whole segment. I was in complete shock Rick Ross was there. But once again,
he's a big star, yeah.
This is just a cool setup for finally we're going to get our wish of Swerve and Glory to just break up at some point. So I like how the seeds are being planted. That's what was my take from it. They need to break up, guys. Let's face it. When they're in the ring, they have no chemistry whatsoever, and they just don't mesh well. And if you can't mesh well, you can't be a tag team. And I can't just take you seriously no matter what. So I'm just waiting for the day for them to break, but the seeds have been planted by this. That's how I took it. And Rick Ross just made it silly because that's all he was saying. Just positive vibe, positive attitude. That's all he was saying all night long.
He basically said they were celebrating, Lee got tight. He said, you didn't respond to my text or calls. Rick says, we keeping it positive. We're number one contenders. We're the number one in the world. And then he kept saying, you cheated. Keith Lee was very upset with Swerve. You can see it. The dissension is there. Thomas, do you think they're going to last past the year?
When is their number one contender match?
No, they're already number one contenders. So the championship match is at full gear.
Full gear.
I say, I think in the 4-way match next week, I think the heels are going over. And I think, obviously, that they're going to lose to the Acclaimed. And I think he betrays him then.
Okay, that's a fair. Gil, you got anything on this?
Nah, I'm way over this swerving and blurring.
I can't disagree with you. We get a match now. I was surprised to see her return. I think it was actually advertised, but I didn't pay attention to it. The Problem, Marina Shafir, is going up against Jade Cargill, and the Problem is back, and it's finally we got the TBS champion on TBS for once, right? That's cool.
What a match, huh?
I appreciate that.
Oh, this girl Marina, man, she comes out. She gets some pop, man. The crowd, they're really into her.
The match starts, right? And then all of a sudden Vicky Guerrero, Nyla Rose, they have to come out during the match and do live play-by-play commentary. I'm not going to lie. Nyla Rose actually is very good at getting heat. I feel like if they keep going with this little shtick that they have, I am going to hate it. And a lot of people are going to fucking hate it. I mean, and I'm talking about like passionately hate it. I feel like it has the chance to become a thing that people love to fucking hate. I think Tom's about to do some sets right now live on Wrestling with Savage. Are you a Nyla Rose fan?
I'm not a Nyla Rose fan in general, but I think they really made her look like a heel. I like her personality of I feel like she's more relaxed and she's doing her own thing, like being silly and stuff. I think that's probably what she's like in real life. I could see them being the heel, and Jade, who's been cheered for a while now, because she's just like that badass bitch that just walks around like doesn't care. I could see her turning face, and think about this maybe. This pops in my head. She turns face because the baddies turn on Jade and go with Nyla as far as her little crew. And then I don't think we're far off, fellas, to be honest with you, from Jade becoming world champ.
No,
I think they got to
not at all.
mess with Thunder Rosa, and whoever the champ's going to be, the legitimate name champ, and then I think that's what we're going to see.
The only problem with that statement is I feel like Tony Khan has Jade Cargill in the same category as a Goldberg, and he probably wants to do something very special for her for this run. But I could also see her maybe not losing this title and then still becoming women's champion, and then just the undefeated streak still continues, because the undefeated streak has nothing to do with belts. So we could see, I could see that being a realistic possibility. She doesn't lose this title and then becomes women's champion. Because at this point, she's destroyed everybody. She's going to continue to destroy everybody. I mean, it's just obvious. She looks phenomenal. Like, she looks like she can kick every woman's ass in the locker room. Let's be honest. That's not a lie. The match. Anybody else has a take on that match? No, we're good. We're good. Are we moving on to the video package right now? That got me a little hyped.
The crowd tried to start a Nyla Rose, a little chant about Nyla Rose, and I'm not going to repeat it. I heard it was one of those chants where you could hear like maybe 20, 30 people got into it. And, off. And I'm glad it did, because they wouldn't have. They
probably would have added it if it was really crazy. But we're also going to get some more Joe and Brian Cage. That's coming up next. But first, we're going to talk about the video package we saw that was pretty much showing us the return of, and I'll give AEW this. This was a creepier vignette than anything Raw did on Holla fucking Wing. So, if a little kid's watching this right now and you hear these things, about, now comes the ways of old, now comes the worship of death, all must end so all can suffer anew. Father of the Black Light. There's some creepy shit in there. Malachi Black is a scary looking dude. Brody King is a scary looking dude. And I think they might have something here now if they have more control. And they're going to be put over as a series. I hope they're not just going to come back and just have another stupid random storyline with some random fucking people. I want to see Malachi Black taken seriously. I guess we'll have to find out. I don't know. Thomas, what did you think about this?
So I missed the segment. Full disclosure, I missed it. From what you're telling me, I'm excited to hopefully find it on social media. I remember they did post something where they all appeared. Julia was first or whatever, so I was intrigued. I'm glad he's staying around. You know, he speaks his mind and says, hey, I'm going nowhere. I'm just taking some time off for whatever his personal reasons are. I think he should be world champ.
Since you didn't see it, I mean, I'll give you the visual. I mean, Malachi Black and King are in body bags, and Anna Jay is burying them, and they're basically being like burned at the ocean, and they're being sent off, and it looks like it's some kind of resurrection. That's how I take it.
Yeah,
a rebirth of Malachi Black. All right, with very dark. She's wearing all black. I mean, she looks like she is right out of a horror movie.
You know,
not
did
bad.
You say Anna Jay, or do you mean the blonde?
Who run? Am I wrong? It's not Anna Jay?
Julia Hart.
I'm sorry, not Anna Jay. I mixed them up. I haven't seen.
I got even more excited. I thought that would be cool too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Julia Hart. That's right.
You know what's funny? When he hit the scene when the lights came on, and I think it was still during COVID, right? I think it was still in what was that place? Duffy's or that other place out in Jacksonville where they were doing them. And he showed up in the middle of the ring when the lights came back on. We thought for a second he ended Cody's career because it looks like with the boots in the ring. He had such fucking momentum coming out the gates and just kind of booked into oblivion.
I think you would have loved it, man. They wrapped the bodies up and then they burned them and they sent them out to sea. Very serious vignette. Probably the most serious vignette of the night. Jay, do you have any thoughts on this?
Probably the worst vignette I ever seen. How about that? Let's face it, this guy is a brilliant mind. He has great ideas, but I'm sorry, the mystique and the teleporting and all that doesn't win me over.
Well, we haven't teleported.
That's what we need to see less of. We're going to see the same humble jumbo. I'm not interested.
All right, I'll give you that. I agree with that. If it's going to be the same shit that we've seen already, yeah.
Yeah, but
it is.
The teleporting is real. He just blinks and they go from turnbuckle to turnbuckle. I've seen it live. They teleport. It's amazing, bro.
It's a magic show, all right? Aleister Black is like a magician. But we're going to talk about some upcoming matches right now. Not much. They didn't really give me a lot of info on Rampage coming up. I have no fucking idea what the card is exactly. All I know for sure is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Jamie Hayter are taking on Madison Rayne and Sky Blue. There's going to be a world title eliminator tournament. So I guess there's going to be a bunch of matches and we have no fucking idea what they are. So, yeah, great. Mike Tyson, though, will be in the building. Iron Mike, shout out to you. I'm going to come look for you. I'm going to try to get you to sign something. Boxing gloves, a chair, maybe a Punch-Out copy cartridge. I don't know. I'm going to find you, Mike.
The way you asked Dax for a chop, will you ask Mike for a punch?
No, but I'd ask him for a chop. I could take. I was trained to take chops, not punches to the face. However, I'm willing to bet money that I could eat a punch from Mike Tyson. It would suck. I'd probably lose a few teeth. Oh no, Thomas, I'll get. You can have a conversation with a friend of mine. I've had people witness me eat punches from guys that are like 6'5" at clubs when I was a bouncer, and I would eat punches for fucking lunch and breakfast and dinner. I'm not normal. I'm like the 900-pound gorilla. All right. If you saw me in real life, you'd probably think I weigh 240. I'm more like 295 to 305 pounds at any given moment. So, for $1 million, I'll take the punch from Mike Tyson because I'm not taking it for fucking free. I'm not that fucking stupid. Guy might fucking make. I might have to rewire my jaw, but he ain't knocking me out.
You take that punch. You video that. You take that punch for free. We'll have 1 million viewers for the next show.
Yeah. No. But if I wake up with a fucked up jaw and no money, it's gonna be a problem. Acclaimed FTR are going to take on Swerve and Our Glory, Austin and Colton Gunn. All right? Again, anybody, if you're going to take a punch from Mike Tyson, make sure he fucking pays you. All right? I'm just going to say that. Mike Tyson's no joke. Holy shit. Toni Storm is going to take on Jamie Hayter at Full Gear, and we all agree Jamie Hayter's going over on this one. She's going to win. They're pushing her. They're building her up. Is that the prediction everybody sees, or do we see a run-in?
I'll take Tony.
Is there a twist here? Maybe Britt Baker gets jealous of Jamie Hayter and just turns on her instantly?
I think they're gonna keep. I think they're gonna keep that separate. I think that maybe they help Hayter win.
Okay.
Hayter, I could see Hayter going over. Maybe there's just some things going on backstage. Storm and Thunder Rosa, and Thunder comes back, takes care of Tony Storm, whatever issues that is, and then goes off and builds a program with Jamie Hayter.
She's been very hush about her return. I haven't heard a fucking peep of any idea of when she's coming back.
From Tony Storm, from from Thunder Rosa, it seems like whenever she talks on Busted Open, it's she's doing her epidural, she does it on her vlog and all that kind of stuff. It sounds pretty serious, and I don't know. I think she will eventually, but when she's able to.
What happens if she can't come back for like a year? Is she still really interim world champion?
No.
Like what? How long? What is the time limit that you give a competitor before they have to vacate the title in the term interim? What's a fair number to you, Gilch? 3 months? 9 months? 3 months?
To me, if someone's gonna be out longer than a month, just fucking move the title off them. Enough with this.
I know. Bully Ray's a big hater of the whole interim fucking term. He hates that shit. Whatever. We'll figure it out. If you guys have any comments on that, make sure you drop it. Let us know. You can join the Discord and join in the conversation during the live shows of AEW, WWE, NXT. We go live, and of course during this show. We're going to get right into the main event, which is going to be Brian Cage versus Samoa Joe. All I'm going to say about this is it's your classic big versus big guy, and they're, pounding each other. They're hitting like Mack trucks. Brian Cage, very impressive, very fast. Samoa Joe, beating the shit out of you, putting you to sleep, doing his thing. Brian Cage with that German suplex, that was impressive. I thought a little much with the drop kicks and the super kick, and then the over the top. I mean, I get that he wants to show off how athletic he is for his size, but I don't want to see you get hurt when you're just getting your main event. Like, this is his first main event in Dynamite, right? Let's be honest.
Not in a long time.
Samoa Joe picks up the win. Jay, you thumbs up for this match?
I'm going to say this is a prime example. I think Brian Cage showed us, hey, man, I could fucking do this. I could fucking wrestle. I could give probably one of the best drop kicks in the business, which I thought it was perfection tonight.
He looked like a star tonight. I'm not going to lie to you.
He also had that relief flapjack suplex, which also looked nice. I mean, give credit to this guy, but Tony Khan, I guess, doesn't have plans for him or whatnot. He's giving him his shine tonight. I hope this carries, because this is another underutilized wrestler that I personally like. I don't know about you guys. I always was a fan from Lucha Underground to now, even when he was in the pandemic holding it down. So I'm just glad he's getting his spotlight. I thought he shined more than Samoa Joe. I was a little dull with Joe tonight. It's just the same repetitiveness, and it's not really hitting with me no more. Maybe 5 years ago, but now it's just not working. So,
well, real quick, the embassy comes out. I'm trying to keep us on track, Jay, because we want to go over Thomas's video. We have a video to show. So real quick to finish it off, embassy comes out. They attack, Joe, and Wardlow then comes out, makes the save, and then at least AEW ended interesting. I did like that Hobbs came out at the end of Dynamite and looked very fucking strong. He held up Wardlow's title, letting us know that he's coming for it, he's gunning for it, and that's a matchup I'm all in for. I'd love to see that shit. So, Gilch, final thoughts, AEW, thumbs up overall for the night, and of course, Hobbs and, Wardlow Joe. Talk to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Joe. I know he gets a pop and everything, and he's still moving for his age. I'm surprised he's actually moving that well. The match, the segment, I was kind of blocked on it, to be honest with you, and I was expecting a lot more. But overall, I would say Rampage was good. I mean, I'm a little advanced here. Dynamite was good. Not great, not bad. It was good. It was a good episode.
All right, Jay, you giving Dynamite a thumbs up tonight? I'll give it a thumbs up. I'm with you. Thomas, how about you?
I'm even more intrigued to see the Malachi Black vignettes. But
that might help. That might help your. He's almost there.
I give him an Orange Cassidy thumbs up. So some things are there. I just hate the ability of things. And
he's almost there.
Right. I'm curious with the Hobbs. I could see Hobbs as a viable threat to beat Wardlow, or to cheat to beat Wardlow. I don't think Wardlow needs the belt, and I think they need to eventually get the world title on him. But we all know the AEW King of Kings MJF has taken that belt, so he's got to hold that for.
Absolutely. Right now, we're going to watch a quick video, and when we come back, we're going to get right into what you just saw. So enjoy the content and stick around.
Barbells and body slams. I have a unique approach to not only help you become inspired from some of your favorite memories and characters in the past and present in professional wrestling, but to actually help you take action and become the best version of yourself.
Well, what do we got over here? Bada boom, realest guy in the room. How you doing? And listen, you people want to climb to the top of your fitness goals, have success, there's one way to do it. Barbells and body slams.
Barbells and body slams on YouTube. Check it out. Beautiful people, baby.
AKA Crime Time. Yo, you need to watch Barbells and Body Slams on YouTube. Check it out.
Oh, what a rush.
Everybody, this is The Godfather, and I want you to check out Barbells and Body Slams. They got a cool episode on The Godfather, man. Check it out. Peace.
Hi, everybody. This is Jim Cornette telling you to watch Barbells and Body Slams, the YouTube channel that will motivate you, get you fit, and get you ready to fight. Remember, it's Barbells and Body Slams, and it's the way to live your life, baby.
Okay, welcome back to Wrestling with Savage, and real quick, we're going to get into that video we just saw. In the video you just saw, you got to see Thomas over here. He's interviewing Jim Cornette. He's interviewing a lot of legends, and I want to ask you right away, what was it like to meet Jim Cornette, and do you have a longer interview with him?
I don't have a longer interview with him, but I did get a chance to speak to him. When I met him, it was at Philadelphia, Keystone Comic-Con. He had a whole table set up, real personal guy, went there with friends. He talked to him just about anything, and just like on his shows, he gave a great take on things and just talked straight up with you, which was really cool. Like you're talking to a friend and just shooting the breeze with you and stuff. So he was pretty cool, and he was nice enough. I told him about the show and all the things that I have plans and so forth. He was cool to cut a little promo for me. So.
That's like awesome, man. I have a lot of respect for Jim Cornette too, because right now on YouTube the guy does have pretty much, I think, the most subscribers for a wrestling podcast in the world. He has a big following. Sometimes he's a little over the top with some of his takes, but hey, who isn't? Sometimes I'm over the top with some of my takes, but at the end of the day, he is a wrestling legend. He's a part of my childhood, so I have a lot of respect for him, and I'm sure you were probably thrilled to just have a couple of moments with him. That must have been something else.
It was really cool. Well, the Midnight Express when I was a kid, it was one of my favorite ones, especially when Stan Lane came in. So talking to him about them, on the road with them, and how close he was with those guys, it's pretty cool.
Jay, you saw some of the videos in the group chat, man. What do you got for Thomas right now? What do you want to know?
What was the best piece of advice that Cornette gave you?
Kind of like what you guys say, just put shit out there, and entertain and be you and do what you got to do, and it's pretty much it. It was pretty cool because we were actually Cult of Cornette. For those that don't know, he has his own club.
Yeah.
And I have up on the wall here a signed thing of being a Cult of Cornette member and so forth, and he had a whole banquet room. Probably about a half a banquet room of everybody there. Had food on the side, the whole 9 yards. And he answered questions, walked around, talked to people. It was just a whole big thing. So it was pretty cool.
Now, before I started listening to Busted Open every single day, I was actually listening to Cornette podcasts probably from December to January. So I got my fair, consumption of the Jim Cornette experience, and I still catch a lot of his takes. Because sometimes they're funny. He goes off on insane fucking rants about certain topics. So he's an absolute legend. Gilch, which interview did you, you probably like the Cornette one the most too. The Godfather one was a great take because he tells you that there's actually an interview out there, which I'm going to watch that next. Is that interview also on your YouTube page? Barbells and Body Slams?
Yeah, it was out there. It was based on, I took The Undertaker, I took Jeff... Sorry, not Jeff Jarrett. The Undertaker, we were talking about him before. The Undertaker, The Godfather, we talked about, guys, along with Chris Jericho. We talked about reinventing yourself, and when you think you're down, and you just gotta come back stronger. And I talked about those guys. JBL was also there. too. So took my own take on those 4 guys and how they started where they were, how he came off as Kama Mustafa, couldn't throw a right hand to save his life. He could throw that cane up in the air and be everybody's favorite pimp. Where he made his time. So
and made his fucking really cool. Made his money. Gilch, you got any questions for Thomas? Out of any of the videos?
I was just gonna ask, who was your favorite guy that you interviewed that was like the coolest one to talk to and just like down to earth, like you felt like you were talking to your boy.
So I didn't get a chance to interview him because otherwise I'd be a liar, and I'm not. One of the things I like to do, but I'm afraid we would get abused by it, is I've actually met MJF. He had a small table in 2019, I guess? No, it couldn't have been 19. Yeah, 19. Before he hit AEW, at a small table inside a banquet area or whatever the case was, at WrestleCon, I guess it was, and WrestleMania weekend. I told him the size shirt or whatever the case is. He goes, "Here you go, man. This shirt." The dude gave me it must have been like a woman's small, but it was like it would fit my arm. It was like this or whatever. So he got me on that, which is pretty good. He took a picture. He's like, like whatever. I'll post it to you guys. And he was pretty cool. Like I just knew you were gonna. So it came with the territory. So I like to talk to him a little. I don't know how that would go, but talk to him how he's getting in shape and all that kind of stuff, and coming back and so forth. So yeah, he's pretty cool, and
was he like
pro alum?
Was he taller than you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And you didn't get a video with him, huh?
I didn't get a video. No, yeah.
I'm lucky to say that I've never met the guy yet, but I attempted to meet him at the gym he works out at. That didn't happen. But I also did get a video with him. I don't know if you saw it, but when I went to one of the Dynamites, he was up there watching the match between Hangman and Moxley, and I was right under him, letting him know that I didn't give a shit about that match because he's the best fucking wrestler in the world. And then I just started an MJF chant that Gilch, I think, could hear from the floor.
That was funny.
I think he heard it. I know David heard it.
Did he have any reaction to you?
He actually gave me a wink before I started recording when I called him the best wrestler in the world. And
it was so loud. It was so loud that not only did I hear the chant, I heard his voice leading the chant. I heard George's voice the whole time. It was great.
That was good stuff. That was a good night, and I can't wait for tonight. Actually, no, tonight is nothing. Friday night, Rampage, Atlantic City. I'll be listening to Busted Open tomorrow and every other day, and I suggest you all do the same thing. Go out, listen to Busted Open, subscribe, join us on the Facebook group. It's the best wrestling community that I've ever been a part of. Making cool friends like Thomas over here, and I'm sure Gilch and Jay are meeting people all the time. We got Mongrovi and Mike from the Nation's Corner. A lot of cool people are part of the Busted Open Nation, and not just on the phone lines, but on Facebook and social media. They have Discords. A lot of cool shit going on Busted Open right now. Dave said he's going to have some new merch dropping soon, so I'm kind of waiting a little bit to see what new merch drops before I go and drop some money. I'm hoping there's better onesies. Bully Ray was hinting at some kind of maybe possible wrestling merch too from his Impact. I think he's going to have new Impact. Tommy's going to have new Impact merch that they're going to also sell on that pod swag, so the fans can also represent the wrestlers, which is a great idea, especially when 1, 2, 3, 4 of your cast members are still active wrestlers. Mickey James is still wrestling. Thunder Rosa's hurt, but I consider her active, right? Because she'll be back. Bully is still wrestling. Tommy's still wrestling. And Christ's sakes, even Dave LaGreca is wrestling with a fucking LaGreca lean, which I have to do a video on. And can we get a video of all you doing the LaGreca lean? We should do a remix. All right, he's got me. Jay, how about you? You got one? Gilch, how about you? Can we get you to do the LaGreca lean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll see it. And by the way, Jay has now 19 LaGreca heads. He only ordered one, but they sent him 19, which is pretty fucking incredible. By the way, they said you hit the jackpot. So
I tell you, bro, the box was so heavy. I said, it's a pod swag. I said, this is the fucking, this is
absolutely
the head. And like
crazy.
a clown car, they just kept coming.
I just want to remind everybody, make sure you go to Barbells and Body Slams YouTube page, give them a follow, because there's going to be new content coming, because I'm going to make sure of it. I'm going to get Tom his fire rolling again. He's going to start busting out content, getting more interviews, meeting more wrestlers, and spreading the word of fitness, positivity, and what is that, Len, again? Climbing the ladder to your fitness success?
Drop kick your obstacles and climb to the top rope of your fitness success.
Okay, I was half right. I'm going to memorize it. Because I don't want to say the whole thing and butcher it. I want to make sure I say it right when I say the full line. But make sure you go to that YouTube page, subscribe, hit up the Nation's Corner on Facebook, Instagram, Discord, and of course follow me everywhere on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, Discord. I'm everywhere. This is Wrestling with Savage, and you are watching AEW Dynamite, and we'll see you next week for Monday Night Raw, and I'm going to have a lot of videos from Rampage. So make sure you come back. Everybody have a good night, and God bless.
Listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. Why?
Because they are the best tag team in the world today. Woo!
George. I think George just tried his resume for Tony Khan. I don't know. Up for George, huh?
We're savage!
But of course.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. Why?
Savage.
I'm trying to give these two W's.